Yes. So welcome everybody to today's session, Unleashing Your Energy for Creation. And I want to start with you on logistics. So this space will last 2 hours. And Juliana, I invite you to put on your microphone. Does that work for you?
Yeah, it's just that there's a construction, so sometimes it gets loud here.
Okay. My invitation is we try it out, and if it's not working, we'll let you know. Cool. I have another logistics. I'm here with my second laptop. And when we do exercises together, I will jump to the other laptop and jump from space to space and check where you are during the exercises. So there's no second Leonhard here in the space, that's me.
And is there any another logistic from any of you? Okay, so logistic space closed, and we jump for the territory we will navigate today. And this territory, this research that is unleash your energy for creation, started from a pain. And the pain was when I was noticing myself tired, constantly tired, and overloading in activities. So I always tell myself this story that I'm a red brain person, like the doer. In the possibility management, there's this distinction of the 4 brains that is like your way of being the word. And I always tell myself as the doer. And what I noticed is that I had energy, and then something happened that I always was in the red field. And then I had to have a rest or a vacation or the weekend or to take a break in the work that I was doing. And then I started to research that, and Leonard jumped on board in this research, like doing questions and researching that with some experiments during the last month. And so this space is born from this soil. And one of the basic distinctions that I want to bring that will be a compass for us to navigate in the experiments is about your attention. And where your attention goes the most is it's where your energy flows. So where you put most of your attention is your focus, and where you put your focus, your energy goes there. And for example, I discovered that most of my focus, a lot of time, it's outside me. It's like what another people will think. So my energy is flowing a lot to outside. And I want to do an experiment with you. That is to you look right now to the thing I'll show. And I invite you to put your focus in the letters that just have white. The letters that just write with the white color. And put your focus there. Maybe I will, 1 second that I will do something. I don't know if you can see closely. Just put your focus in the letter just have the white color. And let me know if when you already put your focus there.
Okay.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me now what was writing in the blue color.
Car something.
No idea.
Oh, Juliana, you speak Portuguese. Come on.
Something about house, but it was not house, something. Casa, alguma coisa?
It was casca color.
Casca color. Okay.
The thing of this experiment that is really basic is that you put your focus in another thing. So you don't see that because you see where you're putting your attention. So now that you are putting your attention, you can see, okay, there it is, Tasca Cola. So this is a basic thing, but when you apply to your day, the way that you navigate your day, it's this question that comes up, where it's going your attention. Where it's going your attention, it's where your energy is flowing there. And this is the first experiment I want to invite you, that is to research, how do you notice that something gives you energy? So think you have a fuel of energy, like a car. Imagine that you have a fuel of energy as a car, and that there are things that you do that put energy in your tank. And there are things that you do that take out energy of your tank. And we will explore this question a lot during the day today. And also I invite you to explore during your next weeks, because this Worktalk, the purpose that me and Leonard we have is to give you tools and questions that we have been researching to you take to your life, because the way to you upgrade the way you navigate your day is going to research in practical reality. So you give here experiments. So one of the two questions that we really explored deeply during this month was, what gives you energy and what takes energy from you? And then I thought, okay, but then how do I notice if something is giving me energy? So what we'll do now, we'll go to breakout rooms, and you will have 4 minutes to discover the unknown of that. So you have 4 minutes to just speak and to explore, how do you notice if activity, a project, a conversation, a space, something that you are doing, it's giving you energy. And you just focus on that. And then your partner will have 4 more minutes to explore the same thing. So this will be the first part of the experiment. 4 minutes each. The person that is listening is just listening, and listening in a way that your partner can navigate this unknown territory. And after these 8 minutes, we go to a second part of the exercise. But now my fear is telling me that would be too much if I just say the next question. So my proposal would be to go first there, and then we come back here and go to the next part. Any questions so far, or sharings that you want to do about this first part?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start to warm up the pot of research. So I will create 2 breakout rooms, and me and Leonard will jump just to collect also the goals to keep researching with us in the main room. So I will create 2. And
so we speak English.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you will be in one breakout room.
Yeah.
And open our rooms. And I will send the question again, and it's already there. They send automatically. So would you go together? Cool. And I will send the question now.
Walking as well, walking outside, which is also exercise, but it's different for me. It's not just exercise, it's really like feeling connected and out and seeing things. What else? Being with people, but not, I guess, everyone, but when I allow myself to go out and be with friends and family, and just there for them and listening and sharing. Study or research. It's something that, yeah, that I feel this energy that I wanted more, so I want to keep going. Music or live music, especially, live music, live.
Juliana, I will interrupt you for a second, because the question is more about what is the compass, or how do you notice something gives you energy? Now you are speaking about the things that you know that gives you energy. But how do you notice that music or these activities gives you energy?
Yeah, I was speaking about the sphere that I had before, that I noticed most of the time I'm more without energy than with it. And this thing that I'm listing is things that afterwards I'm able to notice that I feel more energized and I want more of it. It's a sense of like time moves differently in this place. It's I get out of there feeling alive, where I'm able to be in these situations without tracking of time. And this is the sensation, like this sensation of keep going and yeah, excitement when I'm doing these things. I'm listening. And yeah, and I feel fear because I do so little of it. So it's almost that I have to push myself to do those things. And
You mean do these things that gives you energy?
yeah, like because the things are going out, and this is, I avoid doing that a lot. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out like how to tap to this sensation even before doing those things. Like if it are those things give me energy, so like how to bring it more in a daily basis. And
slowly go to the end. And thank you for exploring that. We shift now.
Well, what gives me energy?
No, Carlos, it's what do you notice? How do you notice that something gives you energy?
Okay. I feel joy when I really feel joy, and joy is one of the feelings that is more difficult for me. So I'm feeling creative, and I'm feeling free to create, and I feel joy. That gives me energy. It keeps me going, and I go more and more, and I want more of what I'm experience. Like when I'm doing a new project, or where I am creating something new, and like when I'm a farmer, but I design a bit of what is my space of working. So when I have a new space to work upon, and I want to start to put things in that space and I start to think of all these things, it gives me really a lot of energy and joy of doing it. Yeah, I think that's it.
So the main thing that you use as compass is if you're feeling joy, if you're feeling creative, doing the thing.
Yes.
And this show
Yes.
you, this is like
And
the
free.
lighter.
Yeah. Yes. And I feel free and I feel that I forget about all the other compromises that I had for the day. I get immersed in these. And yeah, it's a joyful moment, so I don't want really to get out of it. Yeah.
And when you are doing these new things, do you feel just joy or do you feel another feelings also?
I feel fear of not being able to be true to myself by developing the idea, to fall into some more intellectual scheme than an emotional one. I feel fear about that. Yeah, I think that's it.
And what is the, so if you feel fear and joy, so you have two indicators. So what is really the thing that shows you if this thing you're doing gives you energy? Going one.
Yeah, I think it's the joy of the moment. Yeah, it makes me go further in and explore and yeah, and it's very joyful. This it's creating something new and out of thinking it or yeah.
Thank you. Is there already the time, dear? Okay. Yeah, we are already the time. And one question before I come to the main room, Carlos, would be to you, like, how do you know so if something gives you energy? Because you said that it's difficult for you to feel joy. So how do you block to receive energy if it's hard for you to feel joy? So is that a question just to think? We'll keep exploring.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll close the breakout rooms now. I'll come back. I want to hear some discoveries from you. What did you find out about? I noticed that maybe the question was not so clear, but this thing about how do you notice, even before you're thinking what gives you energy? How do you notice if something gives you energy? What did you find out?
For me, actually, because I didn't have the question clear in the beginning, I noticed I went already for the things that I knew. It already gave me that energy. But then when you gave me the feedback, Gabriel, I noticed that it was something I only realized afterwards, like after, or maybe in the middle of doing some activity, that was giving me energy. And to me, what I realized is how I blocked it. Like I prevent, like I know this, but this is like something specific, and to go do something like that, like for example, something I didn't say that I was writing, which I like, but I never sit down to write. So like before, it has sort of this pressure, something that's supposedly good. Why don't I just feel excited to do it? It's something that I have. So I have this pressure before, and yeah, I don't have a answer for that, but I noticed that like almost I didn't realize that those things give me energy, and only afterwards when it's done or in the end of it.
Mm.
And it's just like a bonus. It's not something every day, you know.
Thank you, Juliana. Anyone else that wants to share?
Yes, one thing that we discovered was actually Carol said this, and I have this. I noticed that I want to share.
Mm.
Like I knew that I'm doing something that gives me energy because I want to share this with others. I want to share my energy, my work, I want to share what I did, and that I know that was the thing that gave me energy. And the other thing is also the lightness, like feeling very light in my body, in my physical body, and like something move through me, and not I'm moving myself, but something moving through me. And the things that give me energy are also joyful. Like I have so much joy about doing them. So this is also, even if I feel fear, sad, and angry, there is also joy at the same time.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I said I feel joy also. That's one of the main feeling that I have while I'm doing something creative. And now what you said, Hiva, also has, I also feel that the sharing, that I want to share it. So I feel this joy and I want to share this joy, and I want to share that thing that I'm creating. Yes, now that you mention it, it came to me. Yes, it's something that I feel too.
Cool. What I'm hearing of you saying that is one of the lighters that is like pointing out to you what gives you energy is things that the most feeling it's present is joy, and it's this lightness, and it's this willing to share with people.
Yes.
And I would also add to this, for me, is the like really feeling good in the body, being settled and grounded, and yeah. Yeah, and I'll also want to add this sharing comes like that, like when I see the flow of energy, it's somehow always directed like outwards, like to share, to meet, to ready for encounter, something like that. Like when there is this, yeah, like something like responsibility to, like this is not only for me. So it immediately wants to jump to encounter something or share, express. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to move for the next part of this research of this question, because if you know what gives you energy or what takes energy you out, is exactly to look to this part of you that notice this happening. So during the day, sometimes we are so automatic going through the next thing and the next thing that we even not have the space inside of ourselves to stop and ask like, oh, okay, is it really nourishing me what I'm doing now, or is taking out energy in me, and why I'm doing that? If it's sucking so much energy from me, why am I doing that? So this exercise of looking for how do you notice, and finding this compass gives you the tool to observe that when it's happening, and to have this compass. And as you research the compass to find what gives you energy, now you go to the same breakout room and you have the chance to research how do you notice something that sucks out energy from you. How do you notice that something is draining energy from your life? It's making your bodies starving. It's sucking life energy from you. So I will give an example to paint a little bit more the picture. For example, I can notice my thoughts really fast. When something is draining, I'm really worried and in thoughts and overthinking about things. I'm not relaxed. I'm in my mind. So this is one example of what I specific thing. So go really specific and explore deeper and deeper what happens. And take the distinction that being uncomfortable not necessarily means being out of energy. Because there is this confusion that if you are expanding your box, you are taking out energy, but not necessarily. Like, put your hands up, situations that was really scary for your box, so was really uncomfortable for you, but after you did that, you had a lot of more energy than before. Raise up your hand if you have some situation in mind that this happened to you. Yeah. Okay. So this means that a lot of uncomfortable situations can give you energy. So really research what is really this sucking energy out. How do you notice that? Anyone want to add something else before we go to the research space again?
Yeah, just to have clarity. So now we're gonna explore how it is, like, how does it work in our bodies and what is sucking out. So we find that compass. Is that it?
Yeah. So not what is sucking out energy, but how does it feel in all your bodies? How does it sense like that you are in this low level of energy, the scarcity of energy? You tune into the sensation when your tank is empty.
I will put again here, and we go more 8 minutes. So 4 minutes for each person. See you there.
There she is.
We were asking if you're
Okay, Gabrielle.
in this room.
Yeah. So normally it will happen like this. We start only when you come to the room?
No, you just start. I'm here just to witnessing you and to maybe do some questions to you go deeper.
Okay, thank you.
So I was saying that for me, it's something similar that you were saying about the overthinking. And to me, I sense that it's this sort of pressure. I was realizing that why I don't do the things that it gives me energy, for example, is this before. Because before doing it, I feel this pressure about there's so many things to do. or I'm in my head about what it's going to be like. So this is what I'm noticing. Like most of the time I am in my head, either on an idea and on an emotion of fear that there is too much to do, there's too many steps, too many things, or even in a fantasy world of how it's supposed to look like. And I don't even have that much clarity of thoughts. It's just this constant pressure all the time about doing or imagining or just staying here and not really being in the rest of the body.
And how it's your physical body then? So do you close your eyes and tune into, especially in your physical body, what's happening in your physical body when you're doing things that is draining energy from you?
It's really like I'm disconnected. Like the other parts is like almost like they're numb. I'm not even feeling it. And the only thing I can feel because now I'm more conscious about it, it's like here, the center, like the heart, this area, but only when it's too much already. Like when here gets too much, then I start notice, oh wait, I am feeling fear, for example, anxiety. And yeah, the rest of the body is really like, it's really numb. It's like it's like I don't even notice that it's there. Yeah, it's like the whole energy just go to the upper part of my body.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I feel is that when energy gets drained out of me, it's in stressful situations, and a bit what both of you said, putting things upon things. I always fill up my day with too much more things than I actually can do. And because I'm self-employed, I can put a load of things to do always, constantly, all the time, because there's so many things to do all the time. And then I feel that I'm not completing tasks. Like I'm starting something here, and then suddenly I think that I need these for that, and I go to another place, and then I found something that I left half done yesterday, and oh wow, but I have to do this now because it's too much heat, and then I forget the other thing that I was doing, so I put things upon things upon things, and my energy starts to go down and down and down and down. Sometimes I realize that I'm doing it, sometimes I don't. Like I stopped doing it and said, no, let's end tasks. Sometimes if it's draining a lot of energy, it can be in the form of pain, a pain in the back of my neck here, or a bit lower, but always on the spine. And that can be hard because when the stress goes up, really when I'm in this situation that somehow I don't feel I can solve, the pain goes deep and it can even block me. Like I have difficulty in moving. It's a very hard pain if I'm really stressed. And I feel that without energy, and sometimes it's blocking me in the times that I need more energy. Like I really need to do these tasks, but I'm so overwhelmed with things that the pain comes, and then I really can't do much. Okay.
And this pain you will start to feel before or after that you are doing these activities that is sucking your energy out?
It's more after, but but if I start in my mind to put a lot of things, so it's even before it goes, it's something in my mind. More, I think it's more before than after, really. I start to build up.
Start to first in your mental body and then go to your physical body. So
Yes, yes.
And I have a question. Do you notice that are you giving your energy or even your center to this or people or tasks, like something outside from you, the task or somebody that, I don't know, you're working for or with?
It can be related to that, to something. Sometimes it's just with myself. It's me putting too much tasks to do because I'm self-employed. Although, well, I work mainly with my wife, so it's sometimes it's difficult also for our relation. But yeah.
Maybe this is something that you can like start to observe, because I had an impression when you were talking, it's like you're here and it's almost like your energy. We're going to this thing that you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe to notice that if you're doing, like you're choosing those tasks, but maybe there is a way, like you already give your center before and you decided, but you're deciding because you think this is necessary or this person's expecting. So maybe notice that if you're doing that even before you choosing.
you were saying that's a lot of gold. I want to harvest some of the discoveries you took, that you found out.
So I want to share that just speaking about how do I notice and what makes lack energy in me just made me somehow, just speaking by it made my energy different when I was speaking about how do I notice what gives me energy. Yeah.
What was the difference in your body?
Yeah, like energy in the body. There's this, I felt little tiredness. It's just somehow just the words are connected to my, like past experience of overwhelmed and resignation and burnout. So, it was a show. I wasn't going into the stories, but somehow this words already have some energy that, it was slight difference, but it is that takes me to this, it gives me different sensations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Like for me, the most important discovery is that when I don't take responsibility for the place where I am or for the things I do, it's really make me tired. Like when I do things from the responsible victim or from parent ego state, like I have to do this. I don't want to, but I have to. So it's really when I do things that are not my choice, or I don't want to choose them to do, and I'm doing them anyway.
What makes you to do, like, what makes you to do something that you don't want?
It's the first of all, it's kind of gremlin decision, like kind of gremlin making low drama, like I don't want to be here now. So this is the most gremlin food for my gremlin. To decide that I don't want to be here, but I have to. So there's already low drama. And another thing is kind of parent ego state that
you should be here anyway.
Yeah, I should do something because my parents or teachers or my boss want me to do this. Or another story why I should do this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
For me, I noticed more in my body now, like on the first time when I was sharing about the things that how to like give me energy. I noticed now that I was actually doing the thing that it drains my energy, and I was in my head and in this pressure of trying to figure it out what it was. And now the second time around, it was when I was navigating the things that drain my energy was actually when I was more in my body. And the opposite happens. Actually, I gain energy from navigating this, which was the uncomfortable thing you talked about. I was uncomfortable about it, but I was present and with fear of it, and I felt more energy of it.
So you've been uncomfortable and you were generating energy.
Yeah, because I was really like then in the body and just present, even being uncomfortable with being uncomfortable.
Cool.
And then I just wanted to add it, like, because when I'm uncomfortable but unconscious about it, I think that's when I do the thing of going to the brain and I try to get out of it. So I try to numb it, and that's what it actually drains the energy. And now that I was able to stay in the uncomfortable without the story, like I need to get out of this and numb in this, I was able to just stay in it, and that's what gave me energy.
Yes. And I want to add on that avoidance is one of the things that most drain energy. When you try to avoid it, to numb it, you put so much energy to repress energy. And because of that, I think, for example, you were sharing, Carlos, with me when you had the call that you had so much energy with the Rage Club. And this is the experience when you start to work with the feelings, because you stop to invest your energy to repress it, to avoid it. And then you release, you unleash a lot of energy to do what you want, because you're not trying to like, no, this is not happening. No, this is not happening. This is a powerful compass that you're sharing, Juliana. Thank you.
So I noticed pain in my body when it's very difficult for me to be in my feelings. I'm much more into my head, and it's really difficult, even during these sessions, to go out of my head and go to my feelings. But what I feel when I'm draining energy, it's, yes, when I accumulate things to do, leave things half done, and then I start to I continue to put these things to do, and I start to feel tired and wanting to come out of that.
What is happening right now, Carlos?
Now I'm sweating a lot.
And what you're feeling?
I'm feeling fear of not being able to explore my feelings.
Thank you. There was one thing, Carlos, that Juliana shared with you, and I want to bring that to the main space. I think this is another valuable thing about compass, of things that sucks your energy out. That is when you give your center away. So you Carlos were sharing when you were sharing and navigating, you were saying a lot that you have a lot of tasks to do, and then you start to feel tired and be in your head and thinking that you have to do this and that you have to do this, and a lot of this is you giving your center away. And what happens when you give your center away is that your attention is going out. It's your energy is like leaking in another people. What my partner want me to do, what my boss want me to do, what the bank account want me to do. And then you get lost in what do you want to do.
Yes. I think it also is something related with my father, like what he thinks that I should do, or in the past, like I have his presence, I can feel it sometimes, like judging me and the things that I'm doing. Yes, that is sometimes present too. Yeah.
Yes.
And I just want to add, when I said like something for you to notice about giving your center away, it could be to this, like you said, your father could have to present to you in a lot of sort of phrases. So giving your center away, it's not necessarily to a person like a client present now, but you said a lot about the tasks. So try to notice what comes before, even when you decide a task. If it's a voice like you should do that task, or you need this and that so that can be good, your work or whatever it is.
Yeah. And this is the compasses. So this is the compasses that each one is distilling, and for each one of you is unique, the compass. The compass to what sucks energy and what gives you energy. And then with that, you can scan in your day what I did today that sucks my energy out. So for example, for you, Eva, could be like, what were the things that I didn't take responsibility today? That I did, but I didn't want to do, but I have to do. That is the thing that happens in your brain. And maybe for you, Carlos, it would be like, what were the things that I give my center away? What was the things that I did today as I have to? And this is the bridge to the next space that we will open. So I pass the ball for you.
Yeah. So before we even dive in, what really gives you energy and what takes away energy of you, we create for we open the space now for the next exercise to really write down for the next 2 minutes. We stay all here in this main room. You take your beat book and for 10 minutes you write down all the activities that you do during the day. Be really precise, especially about these activities where you had the sensation I did not do anything there or I can't remember. Then especially about these, be precise and write down what happened. And first, completely neutral, and we will afterwards, after these 10 minutes, we will work with these kind of activities. So any questions so far?
I have something to add. It's that you go in your day to day. So starting this morning when you wake up, and so for example, I wake up and you could write directly like, I wake up and I brush my teeth. But maybe before brushing your teeth, you check your messages. So you add that. So you be precise in a way of like, in between activities, what did you did? Really? I cuddling with my partner, and then I take my cell phone, and then I went to the shower. So go in this timeline of your day today in your notebook. And you have a question, Julia.
Yeah, it was about that, like even things that just to name everything, even things that apparently I'm doing nothing, like I guess like Leonard was saying, because
Yes.
I was afraid, when he said that, I was afraid there was a lot of nothing going on sometimes, and that was good.
Yes, and it's not necessarily about splitting the brushing teeth part into now I brush the right upper teeth and then the left upper teeth. But different kind of activities that happen.
Yeah, and we have 5 minutes?
I say 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, I think it's a lot.
Yeah, okay, we can check when we have the sensation is time is too much, then we stop.
Okay.
So
I have a question. What's the point of this practice to see what we really do during the day?
yeah, thank you for this question, Eva. It's a great question. So the purpose is we work with the activities that you did today. We check them later for how they gave you energy and how did they take away your energy. But first, it's helpful if you just take a neutral perspective and list everything what happens.
Okay, thank you.
Can you take the time?
Yes, go.
Let's go. or 2 minutes?
And slowly come to an end. Finish the last lines that you are writing. And stop. So what we now gonna do, we throw you guys in breakout rooms again. So it's Carlos and Juliana, you two for the rest of the work talk or not. But when we are doing exercises, you will keep being together, and you, Eva and Carol, in one breakout room. And one of you will be A and the other one will be B, and A starts sharing of 3 minutes where you share what of these activities give you energy or gave you energy. And then in the second step, you share what took energy away from you. And also to add on this, you share what kept you doing this, that you go even more deeper into that. Why do you do these activities that suck out energy for you? So for the first part, we have 3 minutes where you share what gave you energy. And for the second part, where you share what take energy away from you and why you keep doing this. We have 4 minutes because you go even deeper into that. And after these two parts, the listener that just listens, which is B in this case, has another 3 minutes to give feedback and adds onto that what the other person shared, what he or she can see in the other person. And it is not necessarily what is about the list and these activities, but what you can observe while the person was sharing. Anything that comes to you, what is about taking or giving energy in this free edition minute. And then A and B changes and go again through all this. So we have 10 minutes for each person. Then share, then switch roles, and then another 10 minutes.
And one important thing when you are going in that 3 minutes or 4 minutes is that you don't need to go activity by activity, because it's a long list. Mainly, I think for you, Eva, Carol, and Carlos, that is in Europe. So it's all the day. So you go more with a scanner and you go through like finding the things that gives you energy. So you don't need to list everything. So it's more general research to you discover what is the things that gave you. And the same thing for what took energy from you.
Just to, the first 4 minutes, I'm going to be talking about it. And then the other 3 minutes, it's feedback, right? And then I lost the last one.
So the first two parts are the speaker speaks, and the first one is 3 minutes, and the second 4 minutes, and in the third part, it's about the listener gives feedback. There's another 3 minutes, and I will be there with you, Eva and Carol, and say when it's the next part is coming. So
and I will be with you, Julian and Carlos.
Yeah. So we guide you through this.
Okay.
I will take my own time and manage it like this.
Yes, yes. Super. Okay, so see you then.
See you.
See you.
Thank you.
Have fun.
The new rooms. I will move a space.
Maybe the person A. Well, what I'm noticing is like it's not much about the list. My list is, just things of the day, like check the phone. I did fix the hair, change clothes, drink water. I just really put in like everything, my routine, and then I realize it's not exactly the same routine every day, but it's a day oriented of just little things of the day, and setting up for whatever that I have to do this day. So today I had this.
Yes,
So,
and Juliana, the proposal is look to this list that was from the day to day. So it's not about if you do that every day or not, but just look the list and go through what are the things that gives you energy in this list.
really.
Mm.
It's really nothing. It's just really basic things to eat, breakfast, wash clothes. And there's a lot of checking social media, which takes energy. And everything else is just tasks of the day, and
could you say the first 4 things you wrote in your list?
Check the phone, fix the hair, change clothes, drink water.
Drink water don't gives you energy?
Yeah, it does, but it's not like something I sense that gives in a way. And
okay,
I
so
also,
what do you think that is giving? What do you think that it is gives energy? What do you think it is?
yeah, I guess I have an idea that it would be something that actually makes me feel energized and moving towards something. Yeah. And I also noticed like I spend while doing all those things, like automatic pilot, and I stay in my head a lot. So I'm in my head thinking about anything else, like, I don't know, something I saw, some conversation.
I
and
have
think back.
I have a proposal that is to you go in the list with a new lens of what it is gives energy. And the lens is something that not takes energy out of you.
Well, from the list for today, I don't find anything that gives energy other than drink and eat.
Okay, so drinking and eating, the things that gives you energy today, that gave you from these activities you list. Yeah, okay. So now we shift the time. It's already 3 minutes. And go so for what you have. Your list is full of that. Things that sucks energy out of you. Go.
Yeah, well, in what actually I noticed that drains energy out, it's not the task itself, because it's just basic things for the day, but it is how I'm doing. So I'm not just doing, and then I'm in my head doing it, and even those tasks that they take longer just because I just daydreaming. And so it's not that task like make my bed or wash clothes drains my energy. It's how I am doing it. So checking my phone a lot and being in my head a lot, and being in this future of just doing these things in automatic pilot while I'm preparing for just one call for the day, for example. And yeah, not having actually something that excites me to do, like for a project, for example. So it's just doing the things of the day, like basic things of the day, and taking a lot of time doing it because I'm in my head, or I'm giving this energy and center to something either in my fantasy world or something that happened, like an emotional thing that happened. And yeah, it's this projecting everything out, or some pressure, like if I'm afraid to do something, that I'm like overthinking about something coming ahead. And then some of the things come as numbing also, that like watching TV and cleaning sometimes is a numbing thing for me, so not to think about it. And yeah, no, the thing about avoidance that you said, and I think a lot of those things, it is to avoid like taking a long time to just, wash clothes. Like, is this avoiding actually feeling what I'm feeling instead of just doing the thing. And
what are the things that you are avoiding?
what?
What are the things that you are avoiding?
I'm avoiding feeling my feelings and feeling and actually deciding to do something with my life. Really, it's just I'm just eating up the days and avoiding really doing something that would take a lot of responsibility.
What would take a lot of responsibility?
Not one thing in specific, it's choosing a thing. It's choosing something that I want to do with my life. And whatever that is, if it's small or big, I make it big. It's just the idea of choosing something different. that is not this that I know, and that it's comfortable.
Thank you. We have 3 minutes for you, Carlos, and I also share what we see that you can see now, Juliana. Go, Carlos.
Okay. So what I hear you say, Juliana, is that what you described is going from your daily things and going frequently to social media that you think that you feel that drains energy out of you somehow, and you're doing a lot of these things in autopilot, like all in your head, and avoiding in your head with some conversation you had before with someone, or something you're gonna do in the future. So not being
Carlos?
really.
More than
Yes.
repeating what Juliana say, I invite you to say what she didn't see about herself yet. What do you notice? Add what do you use your senses. It not need to be right. Just take a risk.
Okay. But I think not being centered, or also at the same time giving center away to other things, to other people, to social media, not being really focused and in the present moment, avoiding the present moment, avoiding feelings, like Juliana, you said a bit ago.
And I want to add something, Juliana, that when you share like that you don't have anything that excites you in your day, sensation I have is that you are always driving your life in the red tank. And so anything you are doing, like food or water, that could give you energy, this excitement that could you nourish your body, is not nourished because you are in the red already. You're already in the emergence, in the survival of energy. So even the things that could give you energy, it's not overflowing because you have to sair da reserva. Como se você estivesse sempre na reserva. So what are the things that could you take out of this red tank? And this thing you said, it's a key for you, I see, this choosing. What is the block or the fear or the emotions you have about choosing? Because then you're always waiting. You'll take your life waiting instead of stopping. And there's a distinction between waiting and stopping. So what about you just stop? Stop everything. And then you can have the power of choosing, because you are avoiding by waiting. To choose, what do I want to eat? What do I want to do? Who do I want to talk? So through your research a little bit more, that I think this is a key. And I checked the time now, it's over. So thank you for take the risk to research that, to see where you are now with that. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Now it's my run, right?
Yes.
So I wake up and I say hello to my dog that just was sleeping in front of my bedroom, and that always gives me energy. Like, wakes up, is feeling alive and is feeling good, and is present, makes me joy, and so it gives me energy at the same time. Then I'll take my medicine and I start to think about the tasks that I will do this day, and what and then I'll go to my head about the tasks and about the steps I have to do, what activities will be done during the day, because I'm working with some volunteers at the moment, I have to find out what tasks they will be doing during the day, and I start to think
Carlos,
also about, yes,
this is the sensory. Remember the sensory found I have to? You said I have to find.
yes,
So this is you already
yes, yes.
talking about the things that sucks your energy out.
I know they suck a
Yeah.
lot of energy. That I stay in my head. I
Yeah,
give
so
myself away.
don't go there. Don't go there
Okay.
now. Just stay now with the things that gives you energy. So just go through
Okay.
your list and say the things that gives you energy.
Okay.
Just that for now.
Coffee. Coffee. After telling hello to my dog, taking my homeopathic medicine, I go for coffee. That gives me energy. Then getting things done also give me energy. Finishing tasks, though. Okay, today we had to pick up some vegetables to deliver to some clients in Lisbon, and I had to, well, this quantity of tomatoes, this of that, this of that. So I start to make tasks and finishing them. Finishing tasks always gives me energy. It's done. I can move to another thing. Whenever I pass near my dog and he looks at me and waves at me, and somehow even it's just a look, it gives me energy also. So it's something, it's a good feedback. Then after lunch I was cleaning the car because Katerina was driving to the clients. It was full of dust, and that gave me energy also. I was cleaning the car and I felt something done. Now, wow, it's beautiful. It gave me energy also at the same time. Then I came to write about our project because we are presenting it to a new number of clients that next week. And so I was describing our activities, what is our dream on our project, what we want to build here, and involving people and all that. And that gave me also a lot of energy because I was yeah, in this creative process and sharing. So I'm writing a test to share the activities and things that we do here, and that gave me a lot of energy. And then
And it's
after
only
that,
Carlos, perfect. It's exactly that you're collecting, and now you shift for what sucks you energy. So go through the things that sucked out energy of you.
Okay, what sucked energy out of me is when I'm starting to be in my head, starting to be controlling time, like, oh, I have to do this task in this amount of time, then there's another thing. Do I have time to do this? Can I do it in time?
And did you start to have this in your head in the beginning of the day that you
in
said
the beginning of the day? Exactly. Just I pet my dog, I take my pills, and immediately it starts through my head what is going to be the tasks. And well, I have 3 people now working with me as volunteers. What kind of things can they help? What kind of things can they do that are practical? What would they think about the tasks they're going to do? So a lot of it is giving my center away. That's what I feel like when yeah, I'm going through my notes here. Not being in a present moment. Okay, I'm doing all these tasks, but I'm always a bit in the future. And so if by an occasion I share the room with my wife and we speak a bit, I'm not really there present because I'm thinking about something else, although we are discussing something or just being together drinking coffee. But I'm overthinking all the tasks and all the things, and I don't pay attention to something that she's telling me because I'm in my head overthinking. Then again, after a while, I don't know, maybe 1 hour, 1 hour and a half before this session, I started to be worried about the session. I always get nervous when sharing my feelings with others. And in Rage Club, it was the same. I just did an EHP on that. It was a nice work, but I still have this fear of going online, sharing my feelings with others, and at the same time, a feeling that I should have done something before. Like, you had some questions when you presented this. Should I take some time to answer these questions? Do I have to do some work? I have some doubts about the four bodies. Maybe I will consult the book. And so it drained a bit energy out of me, being worried, giving away my center again on this, not, in being difficult to be focused. And I think that's it.
Yeah, super. 10 seconds. We can already shift. We already put the 3 minutes. Go ahead, Juliana. What do you see in addition, or that Carlos is not seeing?
Yeah, I sense that it's like, it's almost like there's a split when you're sharing about the things that gives you energy. Even like this, you had this different energy in yourself. It's like something, it was more relaxed. It's as I could see you. So you are able to notice things that gives you energy. So there are things that really, like, it's really you and you choosing in those things. And then when it comes, when you talk about the things that drains your energy, it's like this layer. I suspect that might be an enmeshment. So it's like this layer of transforming those things into, oh, I should do, and I have to. So I could see joy in things that are tasks as well. Like cleaning the car for many people can be a task. Yes. And you were enjoying that, and you're talking about your project. So there's a part of you that likes, like, it's your job and your things you do in your work. It's not a must, like, oh, this is the only thing I can do and I have to do this work. That was joy there too. But it is like this, there is this other part that comes around you. So I sense that there is you enjoying a lot of things and in choosing things and recognizing things, but it's like you are not able to stay there. And you're also describing, like, when you're time coffee with your wife, it's like you can see a little joy and you can notice that as a good moment, but something comes around it and sort of eats up the energy. So I suspect there is an enmeshment there. And yeah, it's like, it's not about doing tasks, it's about, like, what is the part that is choosing the task, or how present you are in the tasks. But there is really you, or the part you think that you should be doing this task, or how you should be doing it.
Thank you.
And something about this fear of being present you mentioned, Carlos, like you are with your partner, and then you said your center is in the future. Like, you're not paying attention in what she is sharing or what's happening right there. So the question to research would be, what happens in this moment that make your center jump to the future? Is it fear? About what? And research what happens exactly in the moment you are there with her, and then you stop to pay attention, and then your energy start to leak to the future, and you get out of energy there. And we go to the end.
I think it's the sense of having to do. I'm there with her. It's okay, and then I suddenly I jump to that. Like, I have to do
but
this.
Juliana was saying, right?
Yeah, it's almost like an alarm sounds somewhere. So yeah, for you to notice that more, try to notice even before the alarm goes off.
Okay, thank you.
my grandma is looking for, I can be unhappy.
So, what did you find out about yourself? What you did not know about yourself so far? What is there to share for the whole group?
For me, what was gold for me, it was what Gabriella pointed out about. It's like I'm running around in this, like in an emergency tank. You said it in Portuguese, so I don't know in English. It's like in the car, like the gas is like really low. So even when I do things that gives me energy or could give me energy, I don't notice. It's like because it barely puts a little bit more fuel in the tank for me to keep going, but it doesn't really fill me up or like even overload it, because I'm always already running in this like low mode of energy. So yeah, that was cool for me to notice that.
Yeah, imagine that you are traveling with a car and it's like that. You have to spend a lot of money to fill up all the tank, right? And money is energy, so you have to fill up a lot of energy. Instead, like when you have the tank and it's like oscillating between 70 to 100%, but it's different when it's like 10% because you're living in scarcity of energy. So the question is, which part of you want to keep you living a scarcity energy life? And how can you live a life in abundance of energy? Because even that you want to live a life in abundance of energy, could be there is a part in you that is really committed to being in scarcity of energy.
Anyone else wants to share something?
I want to share the discovery. Actually, Eva pointed out that like today I had this thing that I had a really long nap. And the first thing after that was this like invitation followed drama that I slept too long, despite the feeling that it was really needed because we come back from the like a 4 days festival and so yeah, so I see that there is this gremlin food that is really looking for yeah, where to create this, where not to be in accordance with what is. And it lasted for a short time, but there was this moment like, so that for me requires like attention not to go into that because it's like spreading. So, and then again, like another thing is that it's I see that it's a matter of decision because at this festival I decided that I'm love in action from the being point and it was happening, you know. So it's a really like a thing for awareness and decision for the most of the time, for me at least. You know, add something? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to share that I think I discovered that it has to do my losing of energy. It has to do a lot of giving my center away and being worried constantly and having to do things that drains energy out of me. Yeah.
What did you discover that gives you energy?
when I'm focused and centered. Because, for instance, I mentioned when I'm petting the dog, or I'm seeing him in the morning, I know that I really have to pay attention to him because it demands it. So I have to be focused and centered, and that moment I have to be really present here, there for him, and I have to look him in the eye, and he looks at me, and so we have this understanding, and that gives me joy, that gives me energy. Seeing him happy, and I have to be there present in that moment, because if I'm patting him, thinking about something else, he will feel it. I know he will, and he will according to that. Being creative is also something that gives me energy, and I had this moment, as I described it, that I was presenting the project that we're doing here to some other new clients. So I'm describing the activities, things that we've done in the past, things we want to do in the future. And by this, I was sharing a bit, and that sharing was something that gave me energy, because it's I didn't send the text yet, but I was building it, and I was building and building and building, and I felt my energy going up. Yeah, that gives me
Thank you,
energy.
Carlos. So what we find out basically is that any kind of low drama takes away your energy. So what you can do in the long term run is that you check which kind of emotions, whatever, draws you in this low drama. And as you maybe already noticed, it's not possible to do all the kind of emotional healing processes of all the emotions that are outside, living inside of you. And on the other hand, your Kremlin wants to keep you in this scarcity of energy, has a benefit inside of that. And the trick is to get conscious what are the moments where he starts to do it, what are the typical ways. And when you identify that, use methods that give you energy. And the thing is that some things, as you already shared, that give you energy are going outside of your box, doing something that is challenging for you, like what you shared today, Eva, when you go to the bank and did finally this one thing that was a challenge for you. And sometimes when you're really in this scarcity of energy, you need something more easy to do, even if you're already out of energy, that you can do anytime. And this is what we want to do with you in the as a last exercise of today's session, is to distill your emergency kit, which is basically a ever-growing kit that you can do, which lies in your comfort zone. And when you write it instead of the last page of your book, now I invite you to write it in the first page of your book. That whenever you open your book, when I'm in the scarcity, your Gremlin also already wants you to forget what you can do there. So write it down, and you open your book and see, okay, these are the actions that I can do when I'm in the scarcity, in the swamp, and change from there.
And you take when you are like really done, and then you can do it.
Yes. So for the last exercise, we invite you to, we go again in breakout rooms, and every one of you has 6 minutes to distill his or her emergency kit, the things that give you energy.
Yeah. And before you describing the exercise, there is one thing that's coming to me now. It's important to distinguish between this that we are talking now, that is this emergency kit when you're out of energy, from pressure and self-manipulation. Because it's really easy to, for example, my grandma have this strategy when I'm some of my bodies, it's in imbalance, or for example, I'm hungry, or I need to sleep, or some kind of imbalance. My grandma have this strategy to push myself to keep doing things, to keep with the commitments. And then this is not about this emergency kit. This emergency kit, it's when you are in the swamp, when you are in this low drama thing, when you are in this reactivity or in this like slimy thing that you are sleepy but you don't want to sleep, and then you take the Instagram and you're scrolling the Instagram, and then it's like, oh, it's this kind of energy that is present in you, and to you break through that. So this is the distinction between that pressure and self-manipulating yourself to this kit to you move out of the swamp energy. Wanted to add that.
Yes. Also, while doing this exercise now, take really care what are the steps that are possible for you right now, even if you're out of energy. Really things that are in your comfort zone. You can also remember the things that are outside of your comfort zone and work on that and make it part of your box. Like for me, what gives me energy is sharing about my feelings and receiving possibilities, what I can do in this situation. And what's more comfortable for me is when I'm really out of energy to talk with the people that really know me, like to talk with Gabriela about that. It's more challenging to go to the Creation Village possibility management channel, for example. Then sometimes when I'm really low on energy, I won't go there, but I can mark that this kind of thing gives me energy, and I can work on it such that asking for possibilities in the Creation Village becomes part of my box, and then also even part of my emergency kit in this situation. So you can even expand the possibilities. And for now, we will, the deal is about to distill free of these actions for each of us. And
it'll be 4 minutes each.
Yeah.
And for the person that is listening, some questions you can make to help the another person to find out, like, do you already do this activity in your daily life? So for example, if I was holding space for you and I said having a cold shower, and then he already do that. So this could be something that for him could work. But for me, it's something that takes so much energy to take the first step that would not work for me. Because for my box is threatening to having cold shower. So it will not work for me. So you can make questions to really help the person to be specific in the action, be something that the person already do and is already in part of her box, her comfort zone, and that is something that breaks up this swamp, that cracks up the energy. So you empower the person to distill that. Yeah. So we go 8 minutes there. Is there any question or addition that you want to do?
I wonder, Gabriela, if you have any a first aid kit when you go into this mode of doing more and more and more, and it's also like gremlin food of doing and then go tired.
Being in a hype.
Yeah, being in a hype, like how to break this. And
yeah, this is a good question. I didn't research that. What I experienced in the last month was to really ask, what do I want to do before? Because when I enter in this mode, it's a lot of parent ego state that I have to do more. And it's interesting because this research comes from this overloop where I have a little bit more energy, and then I want to do a lot, and then I get out again, and it's this circle. So this is a good question that I would love to research maybe in the next work talk, like about this pressure thing that is part of this unleashing energy for your creation, right? Because then I'm doing things from this parent ego state. So I write down that suggestion.
And what comes to me now at this moment is that there are these kind of emotions that you can step out of it and create a gap between you and the emotion such that you don't identify yourself. And my possibility is about working on that. For me, it sounds like there is something you really have this thought where that you identify yourself with, that you need to do that you cannot create a space between you and this kind of emotion. So for the emergency kit, it is still necessary to even apply that you identify that you are in this state. When you cannot identify yourself being in that state, you cannot apply the emergency kit.
And I'm supposed to reduce for 3 minutes now.
Yeah.
Instead 4. Okay.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes each one and go.
See you in 6 minutes. Okay, first person, go.
Okay, I'll go first since I started. I'm having a hard time figuring out what that could be, because to me, I don't know if I recognize exactly what that swamp is. I mean, I recognize the swamp of emotions when I am in a swamp like of something else, but the swamp of energy, to me, it's like I feel like you said, like I don't really fill up my tank, and then in the rest of the day, I'm just tired. So I want to do something that numbs myself.
Yeah, because
really...
you are constantly there. You don't know because it's where you are always. So you think life is that. So the question to you would be, what is the 3 things that you already do that could create disruption? Actually go for 1. I said 3, go just for the first one that comes. And I can help you to distill it.
Yeah, that's what I just want to figure out is, to me, would be that to actually fill the tank, or to get out of this head thing of I don't know, fantasy. Is that it?
Yeah, and what would be, like, tell me 1 action from the unknown, the first thing that comes to you.
It would be something that maybe grounds me to the present. One thing that I guess worked this last week, because I think I was in this place of overthinking it, was something that I never did, but I did the first time, which is reach out. I reached out for help, for somebody to listen.
This week, in this week, for who did you reach out?
Yeah, I reached out to Jennifer just to listen to me, because I was like in a spiral in my head, and so yeah, just made me realize I had someone, to listen to. The tendency would be to numb, to just not feel. So yeah, that grounded me a little bit. Yeah,
I have a possibility. Write down already in your big book that. And my possibility to you is to write down 4 people that you could call any moment to have that, and you agree with that then. And I'm on your team for that. So I'm one of the people that I'm available to. You call me for 10 minutes, whatever the time when I'm not in calls, to you just like have 10 minutes space. This is 1 thing of your list. We have more small time, so try to just go for 1 more.
one thing I also think that it's not that comfortable to me, but because I never stopped to do it, but writing, it's something that it does have a little pressure to do, because I think I have to write it something good, but writing does make me come out of my head and instead of like overthinking, and so it does have a pressure a little bit to do it the beginning, but once it starts, it's something just, it takes me out of here and just put the feelings or even yeah, sometimes I do this exercise like letting my gremlin talk on the writing. So my gremlin can just start saying even like the things that I don't allow myself, that I'm ashamed about it, that I'm, you know, allowed my gremlin to say whatever nasty thing he wants to say. And yeah, and the spaces are allowed.
We are out of time. My proposal is to write that and to experiment with just these two things during the week. And you check if it works. If it's too much in the edge of our box. And if it is, you try again another thing. Until you find really 3 things that can make a boost in your energy, and you can get out of this scarcity and then start to live. And then doing things that gives you energy. But the things that give a boost of energy to you. Cool. Thank you. Go, Carlos.
Okay. I think for me, what works as an emergency kit is taking care of myself in some other situation. It can be
really specific, Carlos. Which action?
Okay, meditating, for instance, being focused, being centered in me and not in all the tasks and things that I have to. Okay.
And do you already do that?
Rarely. So I also I even have this feeling of that I should do this and I'm not doing it.
Okay, so that's not emergency list. This is your parent ego state. It's something that you already do. So go to the next thing.
Okay.
That you take care of yourself. What is the action that take care of yourself that you already do and give a boost of energy?
It's okay, spending time with my wife and kid. That when we take some time every day to do that. Is a lot in his computer, in gaming and things like that. We also have a lot of tasks to do, and yeah, being present in that moment, like we choose to do, or we do choose to see some movie together, play a game, walk the dog by the end of the day, or something like that. Yes.
And
that gives me
and could you take one specific thing that you could do with your partner? One specific thing, playing, or be really specific. What would be the action?
Walking and sunset.
Okay, so this is a starting point. You could write down that, like, walking with my partner in the sunset.
Yeah.
Inviting her to do that.
Okay.
And would be just in the sunset, because what if you need this emergency kit in the morning and it's not sunset, it's sunrise, or there is no sun? So the question is, it's emergency list. You can do these 3 things. You don't have, but it's something that can be available for you to do any moment. So for example, the 4 people that Juliana can have in her list, she has 4 people. So if she call for the first one and she don't have available, she call to the next one, and then to the next one. And the chance to 4 people be blocked at the same time, it's really rare. So she have 4 options. So it's really, Carlos, to you be available to do that any moment.
And I want to say something to Carlos. I don't know if it fits into that category of emergency, but it feels to me that it's a should thing. It's really strong to you, and it really, even with doing things in your life, we can be like, oh, maybe I should be doing that because I made an appointment about that. So I wanted to say like something that you could break this shoot, like this shoot thing. And the first thing I thought was about the actually shooting the voice, but this is like a technique and it's not something that you normally do. So then I thought, if for one little moment you could, when a shoot comes, when even in the joyful moment, you could do a little, yeah, you could do the shooting, but I wanted to like, and in the little moment, just do something else that just makes you laugh, like something fun for you. Like when the shoot comes, you just pick up a paper, I don't know, if you draw or write a sentence or write something silly, tell a joke, like so just something to break that stiffness of should. Like your dog, go play for 2 minutes with your dog and be silly with your dog. Like you catch the ball instead of the dog. Like something just to break.
With your mouth. Catch the ball with your mouth.
Mouth. Bark to the voice. Like when a voice speaks to you, like, oh! And just to try to break and just experiment, like how to be fun and silly with yourself just for like 2 minutes and see how that works.
You should meditate.
Yes. Something like that.
So Carlos, take one thing that Juliana said or me say, and write down in your beep book to you experiment during this week. Because if you not write down, you forget, and if you not experiment, you will not be able to check if it works or not. So this is what we are doing here, is really to you learn to navigate your day in a different way. So go for that. And the time is already over past. So I think they are also over past there. So I will close here and we see Ingram. I have a logistic question. Are you available for more 10 minutes till we close this space? Make like that if you are. Okay, cool. So I have more 10 minutes. We created more 10 minutes to that. Cool. Okay, I noticed in the breakout room that the short was time. The time was short to really distillate that, because it's really something that we take research and experimenting. So the invitation for the next days is that you really take at least one thing of this and you experiment with it and you test out. And maybe you discover that, wow, this thing not work as emergency. This gives me energy, but this not works as emergency list. So I try another thing. And until we really have a practical 3 things that you can really carry with you and you can remind yourself, because it's so easy to the grumbling forget. Like I hold space for him to do that. And after the next day I asked him, what was the thing? And he said, I don't remember exactly what it was. Because it's so easy to forget the things that gives us energy. It's really crazy that. It's insane. And I want to open this space for final sharings, questions that you want to carry with you, or for next work talks, or whatever you want to share to we close this space.
Well, I wanted to share that actually this space gave me energy, and I realized that in the space I was with Carlos, for example, that I was in this different space where I was not tense as I am when I am hold space. Because when I'm hold space, I think I have to know the answer, and that's the main thing that I haven't even, like I've been stalling to do a process about it. And when I was with Carla, I was just sharing what I saw and possibilities without this pressure having to know. It was then coming out of somewhere else that it was not as like, I have to have the answer for the other person. So yeah, And then I'm noticing that gives me energy as well. And it's something I like to do. And I think that I don't like to do because I normally feel pressure about doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here was a lot of gold. Thank you so much for this space. I have so many next questions and things to explore, and I will. And just to wrap up the space, I would say I really want to explore more things, like more consciously, that give me energy, like dancing or like having fun, like really having fun. And like to focus on things that gives me energy, to have this focus next week, what gives me real energy, and make that I feel I'm having fun doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
For me, I live with the question that it's like in my energy emergency kit would be, do I accept what is? So it's like a kind of, I sense that it's a stopper for my gremlin who wants to just explore and go into low drama. And this question brings me like, okay, so there is some resistance to what is, and I think that can be valuable turning point for me. So so that's the goal for me. I leave. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Carol.
Well, although I feel quite energized most of my day, because I have this energy in me to do things. I'm a practical person too. So, but things can also drain a lot of energy. So having I'm looking for this week to explore a bit more, to know exactly what brings me energy, and do a bit more of that, like being with the dog, for instance. That it's something that keeps me grounded in with him, making something joyful, or yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
I want to share a question that is alive in me now. That is, when I have the energy, what do I do with it? Because the title of the work talk is Unleashing Your Energy for Creation. By unleashing means that is locked, that is leaking, that is missing, that is lacking. So I've been researching this month, and it's brings so much results to my life, and to experimenting with that, to have more energy in my body, to nourish more my 5 bodies, to really be more with more energy. And now I'm getting to the point, to the question, okay, I unleashed the energy. I'm in the process of unleashing. I don't think it's something that over, but what do I do with it? So what do I want to create? And then come this thing of want. What do I want? And what is really, I think, something that you share, Eva, like what gives me energy, what is give me ecstasy that I want to create. And this is something that I see as my next research, or my next thing I want to explore, like what to do it, because what I'm use it to do is use that to create pressure. I use the energy that I have to create more pressure. And yeah, I went to research how to do something different than pressure. Or yeah, it's like this. I starved for so long time for energy, and now I don't know what to do with all this energy that's like, and even this last week, he was with back pain. And I said to him, it's your body resetting, because oh, you have so much energy, you are dying in life, and I have so much energy that your physical body have to resetting to hold so much energy. and I don't know, was the story I created to empower him, but I don't know if this is apply or not. This is the next question I bring. Yeah. Something else to close? 1 more minute.
For me, that's it now. It's full of treasures. Thank you guys for being with us today. And have lots of fun exploring in your life what gives you energy, and really experiencing that it happens more and more in your life. I wish you that. And let me know what you find out. I'm curious to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.
Bye
Are
bye.
you going to Poland, both of you?
Yes.
So
So
let's
we
see.
can explore there more.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you there.
See you.
Yeah. Bye.